What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Moto Outsider. Chris and I are both alive, and so is Supercross. We are recapping all things Seattle. Maybe we'll sprinkle in some Indy in there too. But Cooper Webb wins, had arm pump harder than the morning. You know what? Shrunk his points points lost by 5 points, which is sick. Pro Circuit holds the points lead on both coasts. So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about, kind of, but not really. Chris, how are you, man? Let's talk about things. Let's talk about Moto. Let's catch up.
Matt, I'm great, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell behind me, but I'm in my childhood bedroom. I'm home, moved back to New York.
Let's go.
Still doing YouTube full time and working with all my friends I was working with before, but full time content creation in the house. So I just think that's gonna help both of us with our channels, and we're gonna both put a
Yeah.
lot more time into this. I have nothing but time now. I'm super excited for the future of Moto Outsider and everything else we have going on, man.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, what Chris just said is that the Moto Outsider will be one of the biggest motocross shows and podcasts on YouTube for all things motocross and supercross.
To the
Stamp it,
moon.
to the moon. I mean,
Yeah.
the moon emoji, everything, Wall Street bets, this is that for sure, no doubt. But, dude, glad that you're home, man, enjoying the family life. Your childhood bedroom has never looked better.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I got the Christmas lights hooked up, Dumb and Dumber poster, like everything I've ever wanted in life. We're good, man.
Got it.
We are
And,
good.
and dude, Cooper Webb's got everything he wanted last weekend in Seattle, man. It was good to see someone else shake it up. Chase couldn't get the job done. Jet couldn't get the job done either. But I mean, the points lead is pretty much wrapped up for Jet, I think. But good to see a new winner, a different winner this season too. And not only that, he chipped away at his point differential quite a bit as well, man. So that was fun to watch.
Yeah, Coop absolutely blessed us with a different winner. I thought Jet was going to run away with this, but yeah,
Yeah,
I know we talked about earlier, 5 points. That's a big difference for one race. I mean, God
yeah, that's
forbid
a massive
three
chunk.
more, Jet did that three more times. I mean, they have what, six, seven races left.
Right.
Unlikely. It's kind of sad that Jet has to crash and then, mess up a few times for us to get a race like that. But no, it was
Yeah.
cool to see. I really think from A1, like I remember us talking about this, and obviously Coop was so good at Anaheim 1. He almost went for second, crashed, and he's had that fire all year, but he hasn't had Jet's speed and intensity. And I think
Yeah.
everyone can put the whole rest, the bait to rest that Jet is obviously a special talent, and
Mhm.
he may surpass, Ricky and MC someday for wins. Who knows? Nobody knows
Yeah.
what the
Isn't,
future
isn't the
holds.
kid like 21, 22 years old?
He's like 20. I don't even think he's 21 yet. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
it's
sure he's like
ridiculous. So
20
just
years
look at the
old.
time, look at the time horizon. Already in the premier class, on his way to win his first championship.
Yeah, but he's
My man, if he goes on a 10-year run just killing it,
I don't
dude.
know. I gotta think about that. Like I just think like Jet, I think he's like just that new generation, like TikTok brain. I mean this in the best way, but I can't see him doing 5 years of Supercross if he's that dominant. I truly think like he would probably leave and do something else, right? Like I don't know. The kid's
I mean,
already
it
got all the money
depends.
he needs, right? Like he just bought that
In
nice fancy
theory.
car and the
Sure.
over the break. What do you buy? Rolls Royce, which I mean,
Yeah.
Coleman or whatever. He
Hey,
spent
get
some
yourself the
money,
Cullinan kid.
which is
Love it.
cool. Like I know everyone was
Yeah.
so mad at him, but like, dude, he worked hard. He went undefeated in his first outdoor season. Like that's amazing. So.
You can't listen to anybody that counts someone else's dollar
Yeah.
bills, man.
I
Can't do
know.
that.
No, you
You
can't.
know?
And at the end of the day, like I'm really, at least myself, I'm trying really hard to be more appreciative because we're in the good old days. Like we're watching a true generational talent every weekend.
Oh, dude, you
And
have to appreciate it.
knock on wood, God forbid something happens, he could get in a car accident and never race again. I'm just saying, like things happen, so we just need to appreciate him while he's here. If
Yes.
we get another
And
year, if we get 5 years, appreciate him.
right. I mean, let's talk about another sport. Tom Brady, with the Patriots era, Mahomes with the
Yeah,
Chiefs. Although it's annoying that these guys are winning every Super Bowl,
sucks. Yeah,
you have to appreciate it in the moment because you are witnessing history. And that's what's cool. And we're seeing that in the motocross space. We saw it with Dungy, with Stewart, and I mean, obviously the guys you just named, but we're seeing it with Jet now too.
yeah,
Will we see it with Deegan? Who knows? Maybe, probably, maybe. But there's so much time left for these young guys to just, you could have Jet fall off and Hunter comes out going crazy over these next few seasons, man. You never know.
you
So
know.
that's the beautiful thing about sport.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, we're kind of graced with, I don't know, in my opinion, like one of the best, most talented, most exciting fields we've ever had and will ever have. Because I truly believe Eli's probably not coming back after this year. If he does one more
So
year, I'd be
sad.
impressed. But you
It's
don't know.
dude, you and I had
You
such
don't know.
hopes for Eli this year, and it's kind of a bummer
Yeah,
because we are seeing that, and I mean this in the best way. he can't hang.
That
What's
or he
going
just doesn't
on?
want to push it, right? I mean,
Right.
maybe it's an age and maturity thing. And I think we're both so biased, and we've all watched those rides that he's had and just been on rails. We know it's in
Yeah.
him. It's just not coming this year, or Jet is just that much better, and he just hasn't found his comfort zone. I don't know. I think he still has the opportunity to get one more win. Like Denver, like for example, Denver's a great race for him at altitude. We've never really seen Jet race 450s at altitude, so who knows how that could be.
Yep.
Jason Anderson gets sick at altitude. Like you just never know, something could come up. Salt Lake's another good one for him. So I think he gets one before the year's over. But where does he go from there? Does he race outdoors? Does he race SMX? I don't
Right.
know. Does he want to
Well,
give Jet a little piece of the outdoor pie?
what do you think about outdoors? Do you think he would have the stamina to,
Yeah.
you think so?
I think the stamina, yeah. The speed, I don't know. Like I think outdoors probably came easier to
Yeah, but
him,
those are two different things. You're right.
and I don't know. Like we never literally just never got to see it last year. And don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, Chase was great, especially towards the end of the year. Chase was putting the charge on once in a while and just had some dumb races like Unadilla put the charge on, and I think he stalled or washed out. But
Yeah.
I think if anything, Eli does the first couple just to at least see where he's at, and if he doesn't go well, why suffer all year? You got to get a couple extra points to get an SMX, race 3 races at the end of the year, make $500,000.
Yeah.
Good
But does a
year.
champion go out soft like that and go out sorry? Is
Is
it
there another
like
option?
Eli to do that?
Is there another option?
Yeah.
If he doesn't win, like what's the
See, that is how you know Jet is a scary MFer
yeah,
because he raises the bar of those that are already extremely talented around him. But this
yes.
kid doesn't just get in first and just make it a tight race to the end. He gets in first in gaps. And now obviously you see that, on any racetrack, but I mean he does it through lap traffic.
Hmm.
Um, and I just think he rides with the attitude where it's like, yeah, if I break my femur, who cares? And you can see that some riders maybe are a little bit more timid, which is what holds them back in that regard.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. I just think a Jet's a scary cat all the way around.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we obviously saw him unleash his talents last year, and
He's
he's
forcing guys into retirement this year.
he might be, yeah, and I could be wrong. We could all be wrong. Eli might do 5 more seasons. I just don't, unless something miracle, miraculous happens. Like, what's the point? Like, he's got money in the bank. He's got titles. He's got wins. I
Yep,
mean, he won Motocross Nations now. Like, I just don't know what else could really be in the cards for him. And at the end of the day, he's got a family. Like, he probably wants to just like hang out with his kids and
for
go
sure.
hunting and go on the boat and just, you
That's why
can't
it's
blame
been
him,
no, you can't. And that's why it's been nice to see Roxon come back in the fashion in which he has. Um,
dude. Talk about
given
that because I never thought that was gonna happen. I truly thought it was over for Kenny,
if anything, dude, I thought Kenny would be the first cat to walk away and
right?
be like, screw this.
I didn't
Well,
think it was gonna happen.
very well accomplished, extremely talented, handsome dude. Like
Oh,
there's
easy
there's more for him beyond motocross, supercross. And I'm sure all these guys know that. But
for
I
sure.
thought it would have been Kenny gone first, not a potential Eli exit or some of these other guys. I mean, then, dude, I mean, would you say that Roxon has performed better than Eli this year?
Yeah, one race. I mean, that's it, right?
Yep.
You win a race, and he's been on the podium, and he's showing a lot more speed. I mean, he beat Eli this weekend, coming through the pack, got fifth.
Yep.
They said he was in the back when he started, right? Wasn't he like at the end of the pack? I have the start thing right here. Yeah, he started 19th.
Yee. Yeah, because
Or
he
no,
smashed
no,
that
that's
LCQ.
qualifying. Hang on a sec. Oh,
Didn't
did he go down? He
he,
crashed. He
yeah,
crashed
yeah, he
on
crashed.
that
So
jump.
he went to the LCQ,
Yeah. No, but he
smoked the
started the
LCQ.
main
But dude,
in second. Mm.
can we talk about that for a second? The LCQ races this year, beautiful.
Amazing.
The
Amazing.
LCQ races have been more fun to watch than, you know, some of the mains. And then obviously, um, it's a little bit of a different, type of racing and caliber racer in the LCQs. But damn, for them
Yeah.
boys to go balls out was great. So to see Kenny, just a whole shot and just dip was great. But dude, some of those battles for those last transfer spots were amazing.
So good. Was it Phoenix that had the crazy battle with like Slade Viola or that kid's name is, and they like red flagged it. There was one really good one I remember a
Oh,
few
was that
weeks
like the
back
privateer kid or something?
on the Cowie that was like sending
Yeah.
it, and then like I
Yeah. And then
know
he
Hardy
crashed out, right?
Munoz, that was Hardy. I think that was Detroit maybe. There has been some really good LTQs.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just the field, more competition or what it is, but
for
yeah, they've
sure.
been exciting. And these kids, they send it. They battle, bounce off each other. Even the 450 guys has been really, really cool to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. We saw Kyle Chisholm go down this week in the 450s. I thought he had that. I don't know if there was like a bike problem or something, but he went over the bars. Wasn't really good. But
Yep.
yeah, the action's been good. I mean, if you take away like, Jet being so dominant,
Mhm.
I feel like the races have been really good. Heat races have been good. We saw
Yes.
Hunter get a heat race win.
Yep.
Him and Eli were kind of starting to push each other there. I don't know. Heat races have been awesome. It's been a great season, and
Yeah.
again, take advantage of
Despite
just enjoying
despite
it.
the boring of it, it has been a fun supercross season to
Yeah,
watch.
take
And
Jet out of
then,
it. It's been awesome.
dude, and like just to see AP, the man, dude, the cowboy of
Fourth
supercross.
place.
I love this kid. Fourth place, man. And to
But
see how
he's
his career's progressed has been awesome, dude. Awesome. The
yeah.
crowd
I
loves him too.
mean, the
You
crowd
can
loves
tell
him.
he's like Jet has an aura, Hayden has an aura because of their social media following, but AP is like the sports hero, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, he's been working real hard. He's been riding so good. Like I didn't know if he'd ever get to this point where he could be, top five consistently. Like this says, he started 10th and worked his way up. I mean,
Yep.
dude, that's crazy, just to be there battling at the end. He was right on Jet towards the end too, because I know Jet probably could have pushed and tried to catch those guys, but what's the point? 5 points. I think
Right.
he'll make that gap up again. But AP was right there, he didn't let him go, and the fans were loving it. Just giving the people what they want, giving them what they want.
And I mean,
What a good year.
he finished sixth in, Indy. So, and Ken that race finished second, Jason Anderson fourth. Older dogs compared to
Yeah.
the young guys now, right? Still up there running the top. Do you see any major shakeups team wise coming amongst those dudes? Or do you think everyone's kind of set in their ways contract wise for the next few years? What do you think?
I think everyone's pretty set in their ways. I really do. I think AP is such a good fit at KTM, like even being the not I want to say professional, but being the cowboy and being a little loose kind of out there. Like I think it's just working out well for him. I'm sure they love the attention they get in the pits.
Yep.
I think personally, Cianciarulo is probably going to retire, is what a lot of people are saying this year. His
Okay.
mechanic actually left to go to take on a NASCAR gig this weekend. I think Steve Mathis tweeted that. Somebody tweeted that recently. Apologies to whoever it was, but that right there tells me that if Shanty's out and he's going over to NASCAR, AC's probably done at the end of the year, right? If you're already looking for jobs, kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Jason Anderson, I think he's pretty locked in.
I agree with you
Malcolm's
there.
pretty locked in. I think
So
he's showed potential.
let's talk about AC.
Yeah,
Do you
AC,
think his career was a success?
dude. To come out in your rookie season and win what he win 5 or 6 races before he crashed, and he's always in the spotlight. Whether he's doing well, his social media, his podcast, like
Yep.
people know his name. He was the
Yep.
golden kid. He lived that legacy in the first half of his career instead of the end of the second half like everyone else, which is okay in my opinion. He had all that pressure on him his whole life, and now he gets to go out on his own terms. I feel like there's no expectation on him anymore. I feel like he comes out and races and he finishes where he finishes.
Do
Doesn't
you
care.
How many 450 championships does he have? Right. The way that kid grew up with his father, you know, obviously talented as hell. I know he's got 250 championships, but it's like,
Championship.
yeah, championship. Does the 450 class is what matters, dude? I think success is
Yeah.
an arbitrary word. We can fit that box, that puzzle in whatever.
His bank account probably says he's successful. Yeah.
For sure. But do you think a guy with his mentality would deem it a success? I would love to ask him that,
I
like
I
over a
think
cigar, hanging out, be like, AP, AC, how do you really feel
see
about
the
it?
I think if you asked him or like even me or anyone else like that question maybe 3, 4 years ago,
Yep.
probably say no. But it's no secret he went on that little ayahuasca trip. I think he was lost. I really think he was lost. He's so okay now, it looks like with where he's at, truthfully. Like I
I've
think he's
noticed
okay.
that too. Yeah. I would agree with you
And
there.
yeah, no,
It's
no,
it's
I
like,
think he wants the titles for sure, but I think he's kind of just
yeah,
accepted that like I have this shoulder injury that makes me go numb and I can't do anything about it. And
right.
like, what do you do? So sit up at night and pout over it, or you just go out and ride a factory Kawasaki dirt bike for the rest of the year and have some fun because that's 17 more races of Supercross than we'll ever get to do on a factory bike.
For sure. Yeah, I'm
I
not
think,
drawing any comparisons about us compared to
right?
him, but
No, I'm just saying,
I
like,
just
I
like
think I think
I
he's
think
so in his head and knows like where he's at. I think now at
right.
his point, I think he's like,
And
yeah,
and dude, that's what's interesting to me is getting inside like the head of these champion minded people and those that are top performers. It's like it's so interesting to see how they process things, how they talk, how they go through it.
Yep.
And I would love to ask some of those guys. And then ask guys like Villapoto or Dungy, be like, was all of these success worth it?
Yeah.
Right? Like ask Stewart. Dude, like just straight walked away. At
Yeah.
the
He
end of the
was
day, do you think he
banned
do
and
you
then felt unwelcomed, and like we the sport pushed him out, which is terrible. Like
right?
literally one of the greatest talents we ever had, you know?
Yep.
And then he leaves. Like, you know how much he left
Mhm.
on the table?
One
Villapoto?
makes you wonder,
Villapoto was talking about it on Gypsy Tales about how if he just switched brands, he probably had another at least a year or two. How many more
yep,
millions he could have made.
for sure.
Everything in hindsight, but dude, like it's the sport is so brutal. It is such an
Right.
intense pressure, and there's so much outside
And
pressure and so much
and then it's like
expectation
you
for
see a
what?
dude like Ryder DiFrancesco coming up. All of the hype behind him,
Dude,
this
it's
is the
hard to
next
watch.
AC.
It's hard
And
to
then
watch, isn't it?
like, bro, you can't even crack the top 10.
He's been crashing a lot. I really am a fan. I really hope he gets it together, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have this conversation with, if not you, some of my other moto friends all the time. This new generation coming up, just besides Hayden Deegan, I mean Dax and Bennick's been pretty good, but we're not seeing this cream of talent rise to the top. At least not until they're older.
Yeah,
These 250 guys, like look at RJ Hampshire and Jordan Smith, like late 20s, and they're at the top of the game. Like, why are the young kids, the young, fresh spring chickens, not out there winning these races every weekend?
right.
Isn't it weird?
It is, man.
Shouldn't
It's
we like
strange.
shouldn't the questions that like people should be asking like what's changed?
And it's like, what about like look at a guy like Joe Shimoda, right?
Yeah,
Um,
what's
obviously
going on?
he finished third like at Seattle, but like, dude, what's
Yeah,
happening in your heat races? Like, what is happening? Because you're
don't
either winning
know.
or you're in the front of the pack, and then you get to the main, and it's like, where's the spark and the flames and the fire and the explosions of like, dude, what's going on?
I just
So
don't
it just
understand how
makes you wonder.
don't you like I don't know like I'm try again I don't know what it's like to be a professional motocross racer, but I try to compare this to other things in my life. You're on
Mhm.
factory Honda. You train with Nick Way, one of the best trainers in the whole sport. You ride with Cianciarulo and all the Cowie guys, some of the best riders in the world.
Yep.
How do you not go into the race every weekend thinking I'm the best guy out there? How does the pressure beat you up? That I just like again, there's people out there you could pay to work with to develop that
Yeah.
into you, but you go into that because it's just confidence, right? Like he doesn't want to start up
Yeah.
front. If he wanted to get whole shots, he'd get whole shots. On a
But then
factory
it's
Honda, look at Jet.
dude, it just makes you wonder if in his heart of hearts he knows he's not at that skill level.
But we've
He's
seen
good. He
it.
knows he's good.
He's won races. He's won supercrosses. Like, what is the problem?
He knows he's good. But does he know that he's not that good? Right?
Like
Because
the
I think everyone's aware of their skill sets and where they land in whatever field they're in, and
yeah,
there's always someone better. And
of
you
course.
can only train and push and prepare so much before you just get beat by someone who's naturally better than you, right?
Yeah,
And I feel like in the the 20 riders for each class, it's like, dude, that is the best of the best, man. Every
yeah,
weekend, it's pretty much the same names every weekend. So like, and then you look at privateers like Kevin Moran's, right? You're in some weekends, you're out some weekends. I'm sure he realizes he's unlikely to be a 450 champion. He's good, but he's
yeah.
not that good, right? So I wonder, I think it all comes down to how you mentally process and accept that. Could be.
It's a lot.
I'm no expert.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I guess it's
We're bench racers all.
in my opinion. I mean, like kind of it's almost apples to oranges. But I mean, I just look at people like Joe or even like a Christian Craig who like championship contenders, guys that should be out killing it. Christian's hurt right now, but just a random guy I
Yep.
thought of. But
Sure.
someone who at any given day of the week at any random motocross track around the country would be the fastest guy
Right.
and just can't put it together right now for whatever reason. I know everybody can't win,
Mhm.
but no flashes. Like Malcolm Stewart, dude. Malcolm Stewart's probably
Dude,
first one, probably top five fastest, literally raw talent speed guys right now. He
hey,
posted a video on Instagram last week, and I was like, oh my God. Like, how do
it
you
makes
go that fast?
dude, it makes you wonder. Your brother is arguably one of the best people to ever stand on 2 foot pegs.
Fastest man on the planet, possibly.
So it's like, Malcolm, what's good with you? Your brother's
Yeah.
James Stewart.
Is it? It's not work ethic, right? You're at Baker's factory. You're training with, again, AP, Chase
Again,
once in a while, riding with the best guys.
for those champions, man, those
It's
greats. it's that much of a
one extra
difference that
mile. It's
means
one extra
everything.
step. Yeah, it's
Yep.
just that little bit.
Yeah.
One more rep.
Also, sometimes some of the guys just might have bigger balls than the other. Like seeing some of the things Stewart did in his prime, man, it's like, how did you come up with that? It's
Yeah.
a quad, what, dude?
You can't even base it on that because look what Cam's got going on. I mean, he's leading the points, but I ain't seen no quads out of him.
Yep.
Joke obviously, but I don't know, man. It's just speaking of Cameron, Pro Circuit's other points leader.
Yep.
What do you
Levi
think?
Kitchen, the
How's he
chef
been?
on the West Coast, too.
I mean, you gotta look at, Cameron, not probably the fastest guy on that coast right now. I
Right.
mean, you probably consider Hayden to be faster, maybe Tom to be a little faster,
Sure.
but consistency, I think his worst finish is a third. I mean,
Right.
won his first race of the season this year. Like, do you think he gets it done? Do you think Tom comes back? Does Hayden make up a
You,
16-point
uh,
deficit with 4 rounds?
you imagine
One
the
East West
internet,
round?
the internet would be ablaze if
There
Hayden
might be
Deegan
two
comes
East
back
West
with
rounds.
16 points, dude.
Dude, that's a lot of points to be making up. I
Listen,
would love to see it though.
listen. The
Listen,
common, the
Linda.
common man, an intelligent man, a betting man
Okay,
or woman would say that Cameron McAdoo is going to win. I
that's kind of what I
personally,
was thinking.
yeah, for sure. I personally would love to see Hayden Deegan win. Let's ruffle some feathers. Let's
Yeah.
see. He knows he's 16 points back.
Hmm.
Kid's naturally talented, fast as hell. The corner speed looks absolutely insane when you watch it raw.
Yeah.
What if he gets that little chip on his shoulder, baby? And he's like, you know what? Coming to the first
Yeah.
turn, I'm gonna smash him.
Yeah. I mean, it's one race. Cameron has one race, gets taken out. He's just been so consistent. I mean, it's literally
Right.
been like, what do you finish like 17th and then like second, first.
Yep.
Literally his results the past however
So
many races.
I want to flip the same question back to you. What do you
Yeah.
think for 250 East?
I think he's got it. Yeah, I don't see him doing anything to go too crazy. Like I think if he's in like a third or a fourth and he doesn't need to push it, he won't. I just
Yep.
think Hayden's still learning. He's young. I love that Hayden's been showing that intensity. That whole Hammaker situation was 100% not Hammaker's fault, but he blew up and had a little temper tantrum, which is perfectly fine. You're young. Get it out of your system.
Yep.
I just don't think Hayden made enough proper moves in the beginning and didn't win early enough and probably also hurt. Obviously, they would never tell us when they're hurt. We can't know when they're hurt. The only sport in the
Correct.
world that doesn't announce injuries and hides things. So it's always
So
been
weird.
like that. It's always been like
Yeah.
that. Always
Yeah.
will be. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think Tom's good, but I don't think Tom's gonna be consistent enough. Maybe if we get another like soft track or something. But yeah, I don't know.
Who do you
I'm
think
going for Cam.
who do you think would be a bigger upset? Pierce Brown or Hayden Deegan?
Pierce Brown.
Yeah.
I still
I
got some
mean,
beef
Pierce
after
Brown's
he
5 points
took
ahead
out.
of Deegan.
I just that's Pierce Brown's a great rider. Don't get me wrong. He's professional. I don't
Don't
know.
see it.
I
You
just
don't. You're
don't.
not.
He's
Yeah.
just had so many rough years. I need to see another season of this like consistency stuff because he's been on that team for what 4 or 5 years now, and this is
Yep.
finally coming together. So I hope he does figure it out. But still a
What
little
a
upset
season
over
for
the Jalek thing.
what a season for Tom Vial though.
Dude, your second Supercross season and you're
Wild.
2 points out of the points lead.
Wild.
I mean, he's a great starter, great rider, good form. He's learning quick. It's something about those French guys, man. They have
Yep.
Supercross in their blood.
Well, let's get on the private jet. We'll go up to the West Coast. 250 West. Levi Kitchen. It's safe to say the chef's got it. Chef's cooking it up. What was amazing to watch this year was Anthony Bourdon and Julian Beaumer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Watching those dudes on the West Coast. Joe Shimoda had some fun stuff to watch too. Nate Thrasher as well. But dude, those two guys, man, hats off to them. Sick. Sick.
Yeah, it's been a good I mean, obviously that was the best coast this year coming in, Thrasher, Jordan Smith. I mean, RJ,
Yeah.
like there's just so much talent. It doesn't seem to me that those veteran guys are going to get the wins, but yeah, Bourdon's been awesome. Again, I guess he's an older guy from what I understand. I think he's like late 20s, so
Okay.
it seems like he probably has more there. The ceiling is probably not reached yet. Working with David Villeman this week, I saw, which is great. I know that they're friends, so imagine a guy like that gets a podium. Like, there's enough races left that some weird stuff could happen, and
Right.
I don't know. Like, and Jordan Smith, man, he was 2 points out of the lead going into this race, and
Yeah.
Crashes 4 times. I'm pretty sure everyone said he fell and got like a small concussion. I could be wrong, but the way he crashed 3 times after that crash makes me think he might have been a little concussed.
It could be. If you're seeing
Um,
if you're seeing three of them, man, you can't just aim for the middle the
yeah,
whole time.
kind of
Like,
weird. I don't know. It's kind of a
yeah.
tough one. And then, Juju is good. It's rookie season. I hope that he can keep getting better. The early speed's been good, but I feel like he's kind of been a little disappointing, right? I don't know. You said that you're a fan, but I think the results have been more disappointing than anything, I guess. But he
Yeah,
has shown speed. He's shown speed for sure. I'll give you
for
that.
sure, man. I mean, all these guys show crazy speed. It's just it's funny how the consistency factor comes down to everything.
I know, man. It's tough. I mean, yeah, he's seventh in points, but
I feel do you feel as if so let's talk about the 450s. Do you feel as if Chase Sexton should have more points than he does for how he's performed for the season? I don't know if that question's coming out right, but
I get it. Yeah, just maybe he's been riding well, but you don't think he's done as well as he's been riding, kind of thing.
well, and also too, there was a was there would you say there was more hype around him coming into this season than last, or was there more hype
Yeah.
last season?
Well, I mean,
I
you
feel
make
like I
that bold
expected
move.
more.
It's a bold move going to that Red Bull KTM. I mean, he could have stayed at
Yeah.
Honda and been Jet's teammate, probably trained with Jet, but there's too much ego. Us men, we can't, put our egos aside to try to improve or get better. And he's like, no, I'm going to go to Red Bull KTM. And it sounds from everything, every interview I listened to with Mathis, Vital, everyone, like he really has really struggled to get that bike comfortable. And I think this was a good sign this weekend because again, him and Cooper, that was a good race. That was one of the best races
Yeah.
we've had all year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think he's been riding well and hasn't been crashing like he normally does. Like good for Chase, like if he can do this
Yeah.
next year, maybe he's battling the Jet. I don't know,
And
possibly.
I'm looking at the points going down the
It's hard to look at, dude. It really is hard to look at. Like Eli's in fifth and he's down 40 points.
and like dude, Jason Anderson, man. God.
Started off so strong, and then you just see these
Yeah.
numbers in there, and it's just like, what are you doing
Yeah.
in the back? What are you doing
I
in
mean,
the
I know
back?
this isn't like a season recap video, but it's just a point. Like it's just a
That's where
point
we're
that
at.
when you're looking at the points,
Yeah,
it's like this you realize the season's pretty much over.
it's over,
But
dude.
that
I don't
big
know.
jump, man. Cooper taking a chunk out of that points, dude, five of them. Sheesh.
I mean,
Lift
again,
jet shook.
we don't know. We anything could happen at this point. We literally never know.
Right, man. Yeah,
It's been
Malcolm
a good
10th in
season.
points though.
But yeah, I mean, if anyone makes it to this point, I think we, as Moto Outsiders hosts, want to reiterate that um, we're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah,
We want to
ready
do
for
more
the
of these.
moon, for
Yeah,
the
it's hard to like come
moon.
on a Thursday and be like, oh, this is what's going on, but
Yeah.
we're just doing
It's
the
like a
best
more
things
like
we
a come
can.
hang out with us show.
Yeah, and that's all we're trying to be. So, I don't know who like St. Louis apparently is a West Coast race. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, we're going to St. Louis
Oh,
to West,
Midwest. I get it.
I guess. Yeah. So, I mean, who you got this weekend? Who are your guys 250, 450?
Oh man, it's a lot of pressure, dude.
Oh,
I
just
don't
put
want
some
to be
names on
I don't
paper.
want to give you the conventional answers, man.
Then don't. If you did that last week, you would have been wrong.
Ken Roxon with the dub.
Wow. Okay. Very unconventional. I like that. I like that.
And you know what? Joe Shimoda with the dub ski.
I like it. I like it. I'm a big fan of Joe, so like I want him to succeed. I really do. I'm just like,
Yeah, man, absolutely.
brother, get a damn hole shot.
Yeah,
Please
pull a
give yourself a
Holden, Brody.
chance.
Let's go.
Man, I'm gonna go RJ and I'm gonna go Eli. Eli's gonna make it happen this weekend.
I like Eli too.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's not gonna, but in my heart, I'm like number one in my heart still. Come on. I need
Yep.
to see it.
RJ, if you're watching this, man, I live like an hour south of you. Come buy a house for me
Wesley
somewhere.
Chapel. Come on now.
Come buy a house.
But yeah, dude.
Dude. So,
Good talk.
we were supposed to talk about this in the front of the video. Maybe you can clip it, cut it in because I don't know what our
No
drop off
cuts.
rate is
No
at this point.
cuts.
No
You
cuts.
messed up
Okay.
again. I tried.
Yeah. Dude, what was your favorite what's your favorite dirt bike memory? And don't be like when I got my first bike as a toddler.
No, it definitely was not that. There's no chance it was that. My favorite motocross memory that I can truly think of was like 2014 uh Thornwood got like a third place on a moto against some like really fast dudes in B class, and they actually canceled the second motos because a guy had a heart attack and passed away. That's why they
Oh
have
my
like the
God, I
Tomcat Memorial.
remember that.
Yeah,
Rest
that
in peace to that
was
man. That
yeah, I
was
think it
Tom,
was
right?
Tomcat or whatever they called him. He was a good dude.
Yeah.
I never met him, but
Yeah, rest in peace,
obviously you
man.
cancel second motos. The guy has a heart attack and dies on the track. Like it's very
Awful, dude.
sad, but um, Like I always think about like, what could have been the second moto because I was
You was
just
railing. Yeah.
that was like the point in my career where I was like the most comfortable, the best I've ever felt, kind of thing. So I just think about that day all the time. One of them cold, not cold, one of them cool fall October days. Go to the
Yes.
track, hit Dunkin' in the morning, get you a little coffee, trying to stay all warmed
Ooh.
up. We had the kerosene
Oh, don't do,
here
don't do, don't
the
do that
whole
to me right
time
now. Oh,
in my feels.
oh,
Oh,
my heart, my
yeah.
soul,
What's yours? What's yours?
dude. I would have to say because if it was flat out, if it wasn't for you, never would have got into racing in a more formal setting.
Thanks to Twitter.
Um,
Yeah, for bringing us together.
yeah. So that, but I would say memory wise, dude, was 100% um when we were racing Thunder Ridge, and that was the first race I ever won where I pulled the whole shot, checked out, and won. And I think that was C class, obviously. So
Good feeling
nothing,
though. Good
not nearly as
feeling.
cool as you. But one thing that I remember is that I had like a golf ball sized dry spot in the middle of my throat because I had never been out front before, let alone
Yep.
getting the whole shot and then leading the entire race.
It's a different
Uh,
pressure. That mentality is so different,
yeah,
right?
and
It's a weird mind state.
my heart rate probably had never been that high. I'd never been
You stop
breathing that
breathing.
much. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
just
even
stop
know what
breathing.
happened. Dude, it was like dirt, like from, just the track was
Yeah.
just solidified, like that thick in the middle of my throat. But yeah, man, that was one of the coolest moments for sure.
It
For
doesn't matter
sure.
what class. It's just coming across the finish line first. Your friends and
Yeah.
family are cheering for you. Everyone's happy. The
Yep.
ride home, you're talking
Just
about
win a piece of,
every line you hit, and
you spend 60, $80 for the weekend to win a piece of plastic, but it's worth it. You
oh,
know,
so worth it. The
I
memories
think,
from the racetrack, dude.
yeah, man, some of the best times for us, dude. I think I would
More to come.
enjoy racing so much more now as plus 25. I
More to
think I would
come.
enjoy it way more. Oh yeah, for sure. We'll be back.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I've never been more excited to ride a dirt bike in my whole entire life. I don't care if I gotta race my KLX 110 and like open B or something this year. I'm gonna do it.
Do it on like the Unadilla Pro
Motos.
National weekend where they do the pit bike race, right?
Oh, they better watch it. If I voltage has another pit bike race, anyone
Yeah.
watching this that's gonna be there, you're going down. That's my track. Better watch yourself.
I should clip that, pay an editor to make like a massive like shit talk video, just a campaign,
The
and just put it
reigning
every D3 rider in Central New York.
I'm undefeated since 2021, so I don't want to hear it, all right?
Hey. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And then with that
So
one,
good.
you know what that means, Chris?
I'm not doing the stupid thing. You can do it. I'm just gonna watch.
Moto Outsider. Oh, baby.
That was hard to watch.